Chaikin Analytics includes an ETF comparison tool. To access the ETF comparison tool, click ETF Comparison at the top of your Chaikin Analytics window. This tool allows you to compare ETFs within the same group to each other. You can see the different types of ETF groups listed in the list panel on the far left side of your screen, starting with the spider sectors. We see the subsectors and index ETFs as well. We see the ETFs that are grouped by sector, by style, by strategy, and also by issuer. Further, we have other ETFs that are non-US equity based, including alternative ETFs, bond ETFs, different types of bonds, commodity ETFs, currency ETFs, and even global ETFs. You can click on any group that you'd like to compare. For example, spider subsectors. You will then see all the spider subsector ETFs filter into the comparison tool. These default to being in order of the power gauge rating, but you can organize by clicking on the chart header. We also see a chart on the far right side of the screen that charts any of the ETFs. You click here with a check mark. If you prefer to see more numerical information and less the chart, click More Columns as shown here right above the chart. We can now see different time frames, performances, expense ratio, yield, assets, average daily volume, and beta for all ETFs inside this list. And again, you can sort based on whichever time frame you'd like. If you'd like to compare the spider subsector performance over 3 months, click right here. If you'd like to see it the worst performers first, click again. You can also look at expense ratio, yield, etc., any of the information you'd prefer to see. Whichever ETF you have highlighted will have more information down at the bottom of the screen, a brief explanation of the ETF and what our ranking and rating shows for it, as well as any dividend yield, assets, beta, expense ratio, how the management is, etc. You can also see all of the top holdings for that ETF in the bottom right. To see the ETF in the workspace, double-click the ETF here, or you could click See All in Workspace below. This will show you the chart for the ETF in the workspace as well as all of the constituents in the ETF. You're also able to search for any ETF in the ETF comparison tool by typing in the ticker and simply hitting Enter on your keyboard.